Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles like Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well, peace and salutation unto the Lord elect, the whole flock, and the 1/3. I'm the brother Yahweh Barak, coming at you with the lesson take the spirit, Lord willing. It's edifying and exhorting to those that are listening in. And it's going to be all on the topic of, make no tearing to turn to the Lord. Don't put off seeking the Lord. It should be something that we're doing on a daily, whether we're feeling good or whether we're feeling bad, man. It's not about motivation. It's about being disciplined, man, and diligent every single day to make your calling and election sure. Because if you look at a soldier, he got to step into battle. He's not always feeling 100%. He's going through stuff. Same thing with a fighter. Same thing with anybody going to work. They show up. They still do their best. How much more us serving the Lord every day? So we should always be trying to strive to be in the spirit, man, not fulfilling the lust of our flesh. And it's a constant war and it's a battle. And here are some precepts that can help you with that. This is the first precept I have in the book of Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So when you seek the kingdom first, man, when you put forth your foot forward, man, and pleasing the Lord and being righteous, renewing your mind, doing what's holy to him, everything else is going to be added onto you naturally. If you desire something and it's in the Lord's will, he'll provide that for you in due time. But you got to put him first and foremost. It's the most important thing. Before money, before friends, before job, before your wife, before your kids, the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai comes first, because he created everything. He made all. So he has the power to give and he has the power to take. So you got to, see that for what it is. A lot of people, they want to put their wife first. They want to prioritize their kids, not knowing that the Lord could snatch it up in a moment, because the Lord's a jealous power. And, our first priority is going to be serving him. And this is the book of Proverbs 8:17. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. So it's very important. A lot of you out here know this too, is like when you set up your mind, the right foundation, the start of the day, when you wake up and you pray, when you anoint yourself, when you go into the scriptures, when you watch a brother's lesson, when you watch the apostles' lessons, because it's very important that we do that on a daily basis as well. Get edification from the elders that taught us. When we do that, we notice that we're in the spirit. And things are a lot more smoother, man, because we're attuning ourselves to that vibration that's pleasing to the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. We're not waking up and filling into our flesh right away. And trust me, sometimes it could be difficult, because we have certain things, we get woken up, whatever the case may be. But when we got to come and serve the Lord first. Set up your mind first. Okay, and the Lord's pleased with that. If he sees that, he sees the effort, and he's going to make your day become more focused on him, because that's how we should be, man. We should be having our mindset always on the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Even when we're working, when we're doing these things, we should be thinking about the Lord. And this is the book of Jeremiah 29:13. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye search for me with all your heart. So when you search with the Lord with all your heart, and heart also goes into the mind, you're going to find him. And we're very blessed, man. We're very grateful that the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai has woken up to this truth, this knowledge, this understanding, which is given to very few. And to be in a great ministry, because that's a blessing that not everybody has the advantage of having. It's very rare and it's very precious. So, we want to make sure that we seek the Lord with all of our heart. We really get to understand this word, man, on a deeper level, because as we're growing, we got to be, holding ourselves to a certain standard. We got to be making sure that we expect more and more for ourselves, just like an athlete, an athlete, whether it be a boxer, whether it be a basketball player, a football player, whatever the case may be. The elite of the elite are always striving to do more. How much so with us, man? We're striving to put on as the elect, making our diligence to make our calling and election sure. So we got to do extra, Akim. Everybody can do a little bit extra, including myself. And we got to seek the Lord over our own strength, man, because scriptures say the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Who can understand the heart's ways, man, the mind's ways, your own wicked thoughts and inclinations, man? That's not the way you're supposed to do things, man. You got to trust in the Lord. And, scriptures say, lean not on your own understanding. You're not supposed to lean on your own understanding of what you think is right, man. And, this is Psalms 105:4. Seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his face evermore. So constantly, Akim, constantly search, push, towards seeking the Lord and resting in his strength. Because strength is obtained through the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. When you're not in your right mind frame in the spirit, you lose strength. I'm telling you, man, you lose strength. You're not where you want to be. So always go back to these scriptures, because this is what gives you prosperity. This is what gives you comfort. This is what gives you blessings, man, and growth. Okay? This is the book of Psalm 37:4. Delight thyself also in the Lord Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. So the Lord sees that you desire something, so long as it's in his will and it's not stopping you from serving the ministry, he'll give it to you, man. If you ask with sincerity and you're patient and you're hopeful, he'll come in due time, man. The Lord's answered my prayers, many of the brothers' prayers, but they don't get answered right away. You gotta wait, you gotta fast, you gotta pray. And the Lord will see if you're patient during certain circumstances to see how you react. Something that I'm going through right now on a level, and I believe many other brothers as well. Most of the time, that's how it is. Okay, in this Lamentations 3:25, the Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. And the Lord's good, man, for those that are patient, that are hopeful, they're calm. You're not supposed to rush and just think you could just brute force through everything. That's not the way that the Lord wants you to do things, man. He wants you to be patient and hopeful. And scriptures in Hebrew 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So although we don't see it right there in that very moment, we have hope and faith that we're gonna obtain what we seek it for, and that's the kingdom of heaven, man, and the crown that we're fighting for and we're enduring for. And that's something we always gotta meditate on, man. That kingdom, Let me see if I can pull up some other verses as well. And it's lucky I can give me a moment here, man, because we're just trying to pull up some precepts, and it's acting a little slow. But this is First Chronicles 16:11. Also a very beautiful precept. Seek the Lord Yahweh and his strength. Seek his face continually. That reminds me of that precept in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. So you should always be trying your best to fill up your cup, do things better for the Lord, man. We could always put our best foot forward for the Lord. And he sees our efforts. He sees if we're going lackadaisical in videos and lessons and going through the motions, or if we're really doing this out of hunger. And don't get me wrong, there's times where you're really going through it. The Lord understands. You're still showing up and you're being disciplined. But we're supposed to do our best that we possibly can, man. And the Lord sees that, and he gives us strength, man, when we're seeking his face continually. Because that's what we're here for, man. We're here to serve the Lord. That's our purpose. That's walking into the high calling that the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai has set before us. And that's something that I've been doing lessons on recently. I've been highlighting that topic, more now. Walking in the high calling that the Lord has set before you. Because we all have our own unique divine calling that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai set forth for us, and we gotta walk in that, man. We can't faint. We can't turn back. We can't go back to our old ways, man. We can't do that, man. We gotta serve the Lord fully, okay? And another precept I always like bringing out in the book of Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. So the Lord's gonna, direct your path in the right way. It might not be the way that you expect it to be, and a lot of people, sometimes they get impatient. Sometimes they want things in that very moment. But the Lord has things planned in a far greater way that you could never imagine. And, myself included, certain things that I wanted and desired, and I thought that was gonna be it. And the Lord caused those plans not to come into fruition. And in the moment, because you go based off your heart, your fleshly, desires, the flesh makes you think, damn, what's going on? Like, why didn't I get that? But when you see it in a bigger picture, way down the line, whether it be a few weeks, months, even years, you really become thankful, man, because you see that the Lord takes care of those that are sincere to him, those that are following him truthfully. He doesn't want us to go off or do things that we shouldn't. He's always protecting us, man, and that's why we got to trust in the Lord's plan. We got to always trust in the Lord's plan. It's the most important thing. That's what's going to get us to the end. If we think we're going to do it based off of our own plan, it's not going to work, man. We're going to fall. Okay? And this is the book of Psalms 63 and 1. This is also going into, seeking the Lord early. Like we mentioned before in the early part of the lesson, setting your mind on the right vibration. This is Psalm 63 and 1. O Yahweh, thou art Yahweh, early I will seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry, thirsty land where no water is. And, that goes into that precept. If you seek me, you shall never. Let's bring this out, see if it comes out. This is the book of John 4 and 14. But whosoever drinketh the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing. So I guess it's loaded right now. It's so slow, the internet today. All right. I'm going to start back from the top. John 14 and 14. 4 and 14, Salakia. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up to everlasting life. So this scripture, man, this truth, this word is alive and active. And this is what gives you that proper hydration. And if you don't have that proper hydration on a daily basis, then you're going to be dehydrated, man. And you're going to lack the nutrients that your body and your spirit needs, and this is going to leave you open for being attacked. That's why you always got to put on your armor. And part of putting on your armor is staying in prayer, staying in the spirit, okay, doing the things that are holy and acceptable unto the Lord, having good, holy thoughts. Really got to control your mind, man. You got to fight to control your mind, because your mind is constantly warring, and you get all these thoughts, man. You got to really go back and examine yourself, man, and evaluate, man, where your thoughts are going. Because sometimes certain thoughts can take you one way, and the demons work in a way where, they try to plant a seed, and then that sprouts into something else. It's a lot. Cats. All right, it's locked. Continuing on, and that's it right there, man, because he's always trying to distract you with certain things that happen, and somebody texts you, or you get a thought that you had to complete something right when you're about to read, right when you're about to be in the spirit and do a lesson. That's how he works, man. He's always warring, trying to get you distracted. Just right now, man, as I'm doing the lesson, I have to pause because I have my cats trying to break through the door, break out of their room when they're not supposed to be out, man. It's just like, it's one thing after the next. But, we got to make sure that we constantly, try to, seek the Lord, man, and obtain that vibration that's acceptable to him. He's very pleased with that. So this is why we always make it an effort to do lessons, because, we're feeding the flock. Yahweh Shai said unto Peter and Simon, if you love me, feed my sheep. And that's one thing we have to do, man. We got to feed the elect of the house of Israel that have been compelled to, come in and receive this knowledge and understanding before the doors of mercy are closing. We're not only doing it for ourselves, man, to grow and edify, but we're doing this for the flock, because this is the body, okay? And this is also the precept in Hosea 10 and 12. Sow to yourself in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground. For it is time to seek the Lord till he come and rain righteousness on you. So seek the Lord every day, Akim and Akwat out there. Play your part. Put your best foot forward to serve the Lord, and he sees that, and he will reward you in due time with that crown of righteousness and salvation, which we hope and fight for. So, keep staying strong, keep staying in this word. Do your best to put off the fleshly natures and thoughts and lust that your mind can sometimes go astray from, and do what's pleasing and acceptable to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Pray more, get more in your prayer, get more into fasting when you have to, okay? Read the word, watch the lessons that the brothers put out, especially the beloved elder apostles at Great Millstone. Watch their lessons as well, okay? And stay in the spirit and not fulfill the lust of your flesh. So with that being said, Akim, and 144, Kala Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. With that being said, Akim, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakah Kadash. Also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles like Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well in sincerity and charity. Peace and salutation unto the Lord's elect. Once again, I'm the brother Yo Rock. Shalom.